Everyone has a particular relationship with the Lord, and that relationship is evoked by the perfection of devotional service. But in our present status, not only have we forgotten the Supreme Lord, but we have also forgotten our eternal relationship with Him. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, one also has a direct relationship with the Lord. That is a very elaborate subject matter. But briefly, it can be stated that a devotee is in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in one of 5 ways. 1. In a passive way, awe without service. 2. In an active state, as a servant. 3. As a friend. 4. As a parent. 5. As a conjugal lover.
Yes, he's definitely our father. But that relationship is the foundation on which we can have various flavors to our relationship with Him. So, He is our father, He is our parent in the sense that He is our source. Krishna talks about this in the Bhagavad Gita when He says, Pita ahamasya jagato. He says, I am father of the whole universe. There are several places in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna refers to is this paternal way of relating with all living beings. At the same time, that is not the only mode of the relationship which we can have with Him in our eternal bond of love with Him. So, the relationship of the father and the son, there is to some extent the one-sidedness where the son often asks, give me this, give me that, and the father supplies. So, that limitation is not so much there when we approach God more in a mood of loving service. No, selfish relationships are those relationships in which we seek more than we give. Selfless relationships are those in which we give more than we seek. And truly fulfilling relationships are the relationships where both parties are selfless. And for our relationship with God to become truly fulfilling, we need to bring more of a giving mood than an asking mood in that relationship. And the father-son relationship, where the father is the maintainer and the son is the maintained, this often has a more of a taking, asking and taking mode to the relationship than a giving mode. So, in the spiritual level of reality, the relationship with God are more in the mode of giving. And there are, according to the Bhakti traditions, 5 broad flavors in which we can relate with God as a master and servant. These relationships are actually in increasing degrees of intimacy. So, the master and servant relationship, there is some amount of formality, but still there is proximity also because the servant carries out the dearmost desires of the master. And even closer relationship is the relationship of friendship, where we can actually become friends with God. So, actually below the servant relationship is simply the meditator's relationship. The meditator simply observes how great God is, and admires God. There is absorption in the greatness of God, which is definitely good, but there is no desire to serve God, to do something for God. God is so great. What can I do for Him? But when that passive admiration is infused with the active desire to serve, yes, God is so great that I want to do something to express my love for Him, then we have the relationship of servant with the master. Even closer is when the love becomes so great that actually the awareness of God's greatness goes to the background. And one is aware primarily, oh, God is so close to me. He's my friend. even closer, and this is actually the antithesis of the normal father-son relationship, is that where the devotee sees oneself as the parent of God. And this is immensely selfless, because here the devotee feels, I have to maintain God, that I have to take care of Him. And there is an enormous amount of sweetness and selflessness in this mood of relationship. And then the most intimate is the mood of a conjugal lover, where one sees God as one's heartthrob, and one has a romantic relationship with God. All these are different ways in which we can relate with Him, as a meditator observing, as a servant, as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover. And in all these ways, there is increasing intimacy with God. So the relationship with God is not monochrome as father and son. It is actually multichrome, with many different flavors and sweetnesses inherent in those flavors.